started. Southeast part of Houston. Looks like he's going in the wrong direction. That's southbound 45, trying to turn around and head the wrong way. We have 2 police helicopters up above. We have numerous HPD officers on the ground, and again, he's heading northbound in the southbound direction of the Gulf Freeway, heading back towards Telephone Road. This is where we picked up the chase, reportedly for a stolen vehicle. From what I can see, it looked to me that it was a male driver in this pickup truck. Again, allegedly a stolen pickup truck who's been driving erratically, several near misses, and now you can see caught in a parking lot here near a gas station. So many times it looked like the driver was boxed in but was able to maneuver his way around as he's doing right now, and you can see how many police officers are behind him on the feeder road of the Gulf Freeway, heading southbound towards Telephone Road. The driver has been pretty much sticking to the same area, just driving around in circles. Southeast Houston did make his way up towards NRG for a short time and then turned around. And again, this is sort of where we picked up the chase on the southeast side, and that's where he seems to be sticking around on the side streets, going in the wrong direction at times. But again, police tell us that this is possibly a stolen vehicle, and that's how this chase started. Back under the freeway, I-45, the Gulf Freeway, heading northeast. It looks like they might be performing the pit maneuver here shortly, trying to get to the rear of the vehicle, usually performed under 40 miles per hour, where they just tap the back of the vehicle. Just crossing Lawndale. And again, in the wrong direction. Riding the median and going in the wrong direction, and it looks like we do have an accident here. The first accident that I have seen, he has hit another vehicle as numerous police officers are behind him. It looked like it might be coming to an end.
As soon as the media got overhead, well, they were calling 1022. That's that's law enforcement talk for discontinue. But then they changed that up and said, you know what, keep that helicopter over it. We'll keep an eye on it. Now we're actually getting into the California Highway Patrol, the different division. This is going to be East LA, and I understand they technically have re-engaged that pursuit. So you have one unit bound there, lights and sirens, giving the public heads up on what's going on. You know what, we had a little trouble there, but I heard, why did they make that call? You know what, that is a great question, and I would love it if, someday I might be able to actually sit down with, or somebody else from media, actually sit down and, what are the parameters? What are they weighing out? I know safety is always going to be a concern for any law enforcement, and these pursuits, they worry so much about, as they should, about safety of everybody involved. Now they're worried about the law enforcement officers, if it's a deputy or police or whatever, chasing those vehicles. They also worry about the public. They don't want to see anybody innocent get involved or hurt in one of these, and they actually do worry about injuring even that suspect. Right now it looks like we're going to be changing up the freeways. It looks like we're changing onto, or maybe getting off of, nope, we're staying on the 10 freeway. I know this area right now, but yeah, they do. That is the biggest concern. But I wonder if there's other parameters involved as well, that law enforcement, and again, these officers, I have no disrespect for them at all. If it sounds like I'm second guessing, I am not. I'm just a guy in a helicopter watching this chase happen and unfold underneath us. But I always kind of wonder what it is that they think about, or what they weigh to make those calls to say, are we going to chase it? Are we going to follow it? Or are we just going to let it go? That is accurate. I got to keep an eye on it right there, because it looks like we are transitioning onto. We're actually transitioning onto the southbound 710. Yep, I thought I was going to lose it. Thank goodness I didn't. Well, Baldwin Park is the area, like you say, East LA division of the California Highway Patrol. It was in Ontario, was when we first were listening to it, and it was on the 10 freeway. And it was heavy traffic. There's heavy traffic on the 710. He picked a bad freeway to jump onto right there. And you can see that truck just hugging that emergency lane. And, at those speeds, and he's kind of squeezing up in there. And, the only plus, no, see, that's what I was really just going to say that I'm worried about. Somebody might be just trying to get off the freeway, changing lanes, and then you got this guy coming down barreling down that emergency lane. That's where you might see one of these collisions. Copy. And I'm getting information that this is the 5 South. This is the 5 South. Sorry about that. I was got a little behind myself. Jeff, we can get over to the right. It looks like he's going to be getting off the freeway. But we're going to keep an eye on it best we can, see which way he goes down there. They tend to make a right turn, but sometimes we've seen him make lefts. So we're going to keep an eye, and it looks like he's taking an alleyway. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff is our pilot this morning at the tiller. But yeah, he's taking that alleyway right there. Maybe he knows this area, because that was something that I wouldn't have known was there, and I'm sure the just general public would know as well. Now we're starting to get into these busy streets. And again, you got to remember, this truck is, a pickup truck is large, but this is a full-ton pickup trucks and also a crew cab, and that is a big vehicle. And again, the hard braking, hard acceleration, these trucks not really designed for that. And of course, when you've got somebody that's anxious behind the wheel, you just don't want to see an accident. That is pretty much every pursuit we're on. I always worry about what's going to happen, and and I think that's one of the reasons why so many people watch these pursuits as well. You got a pedestrian just walking the dog. Now I gotta give it credit. I'm going to get wide one more time. No, I'm not going to lose the car, but you can see the California Highway Patrol. They are actually at that light right there. That one officer nearby, but I believe believe that they actually were just told also, do not pursue this vehicle. So right now he's actually on the roadway right there. You can see those street names as we're making our way. I guess we're on Boyle, and this is going to be coming up towards County USC. It's also another very busy area out here as this vehicle continues on these tree-lined roads, which is always difficult for any kind of pursuit. But as long as we stay in that Boyle Heights, East LA area, if he stays on the roads, it's going to be harder and harder to keep an eye on him. But coming up to another major right there in a solid red, making a right turn on the left turn lanes. And we're right here by County USC. But again, keeping an eye on it, and that's what they're doing from the air as well. That's what they call it. They say discontinue that pursuit, and that's what that officer did. They backed off, and now this truck driving on the wrong side of the road on a bridge and picking up speed. And this is, and these are the things you're thinking here. You've got a family member, a friend, somebody just driving along. Maybe it's, clearly not us. We're not on the road, but just driving along, and then you've got this huge pickup truck on the wrong side of the road. Clearly everybody's trying to pay attention, but there's moments where you just don't expect something like that, and you just don't want to see anybody get hurt. Another solid red right there, and this pursuit continues as we're making our way out into the East LA area. Another hard turn. Looks like we're going to be going back underneath the 10 freeway out there, and I hate it when we're not up close to it, but we're going to keep an eye, see if we can figure out where he just went. Yeah. Sorry about that. Everybody's helping me out, and I love the help. I love it. Anybody that's listening down there, I appreciate it. But he's keeping on down there. And, of course, right now we're in more of an industrial area, which is better, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's safer. Making our way back out onto another major, and it looks like another solid red out there. And you got folks just driving. And then you've got this guy just blowing. Yep, downtown LA. This guy right there, that Mustang, he's got somebody in front of him. And what are we doing here? And so there are two people inside that truck. That's what we were told. Two people inside that truck for sure. And they made his way out back over this way. But again, you can kind of pick it up. We're by Sam's Hofbrau. But right now you can see this driver basically it is opportunity. That's all he's doing. I don't think this vehicle he doesn't have a plan. Oof. Yeah, and that's the thing. And right now, I'm sure there is other law enforcement. We're definitely in the LAPD area right now, that are probably watching. And they, somebody's got to make a decision. Are we going to try to get involved? Are we going to try to bring this to a stop? Or are we just going to let this guy just kind of run amok out here and hope that nothing happens? It's an interesting. There's so many questions in the dynamics on the decision-making process. Again, it is something that I am not privy to, and I've got to wonder, is it one of these ones where he pulls up underneath, he's keeping on, making that turn right there and back underneath that freeway, so he's going to come out or make a U-turn. I'm going to stay a little wider. Either that or he's taking a moment to kind of decide what's going on. He's got that cover going on, that is for sure, but just kind of waiting, and I'm sure everybody else's eyes are on it as well. What's up? Right now we're hearing that they actually did get out of the vehicle. I'm not sure how they're getting eyes on it down there, but they said that they did. They just left that vehicle, and it's two people got out, one of them wearing a hoodie, which is, but at any rate, they have, I'm trying to see if we can actually see them as well, but apparently two people ditched that vehicle down there, and the vehicle is on, stopped underneath there, and those two are out of that truck. That is going to be the sheriff's ship that's been over it all the way since the Ontario area. Right now, this is kind of what they hope for, and this is a good outcome. And it also shows you that the officers that are making those calls to pursue and not pursue, they are doing the right thing, because now that vehicle is stopped. Folks are out of that car, so it is not a threat to the public. And again, they might be in, they say in the wind, but as it would be, that's better than having that guy behind the wheel of that heavy truck and, possibly injuring somebody or themselves on the roadway. No, and that's what I keep trying to get a wider shot about. And I think that's also one of the reasons why Jeff is kind of just hanging here. We're not really moving away, because there's always that possibility that they run and then they get back into that